Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation from Welterweight Wrestling in conjunction with our parent company, our sister company, Premier Championship Wrestling here in Cleveland, Ohio. I am Joe Dombrowski with Benjamin C. Steele, and you are looking at the handicapped hero, Gregory Iron, an individual with so much history, a 10-year pro, the only active pro wrestler ever with cerebral palsy, but a man who also has a mouth, has an attitude, has an ego, has a chip on his shoulder, and sometimes he's used his disease to inspire, sometimes he's used it for personal gain, let's be honest. Gregory Iron and I have known each other a lot of years, and he was very upset when I didn't include him in the original field of welterweights. May 7th, 2017 on iPay-per-view on Fight TV to crown the first welterweight champion. He protested, but you know what? You can put your money where your mouth is, young man. You can challenge for the welterweight championship here tonight. Benjamin C. Steele, give us your scouting report on Gregory Iron quickly.
Well, Gregory Iron, not only a heck of a tag team competitor, singles competitor as well, and he's certainly going to have the experience advantage over young Ace Perry.
It's the first championship defense. Ace Perry was the Iron Man on iPay-per-view. Shane Douglas and I were there live to witness it as Ace Perry not only defeated Ace Austin in the opening round, but in the main event, he survived 6 other athletes. He survived Dylan Bostic. He survived Gory, Kevin Bennett, Nate Wings, Ryo, Lee Moriarty. Ace Perry was the last man standing, elimination rules, and from one champion to another, Shane Douglas passed that torch, gave the prize to Ace Perry, and it was one of the proudest moments of this young man in his early 20s, the proudest moments of his career, and he still wears that championship with pride. Let's go for the introductions on this welterweight championship matchup.
The contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the welterweight championship. Introducing first is the challenger from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 155 pounds, the crippled crusader, the handicapped hero, Gregory Iron. And his opponent from Indianapolis, Indiana, weighing in at 185 pounds, he is the welterweight champion, Diamond Cut, Ace Perry.
Of course, welterweights are 185 pounds and under. It is a new size movement, a new youth movement in pro wrestling, and Gregory Iron wants to talk about it, or maybe talk about himself, not sure.
For those of you who don't know me, I am an inspiration. And I am finally booked for Premier Championship Wrestling. You're right, it did take long enough, right? And that's funny to me because I think I know this building better than a lot of people. I trained in this building 11 years ago. And for some reason, I didn't get the call for PCW, and I didn't get the call for welterweight wrestling. I wasn't on the first show. Seems like somebody in the back has a problem with marketing. Because if you want to have welterweight wrestling, if you want to have a welterweight wrestling champion, you book the guy that's going to get the most eyes on the title. And that's the only pro wrestler with cerebral palsy. The inspiration. And that's me, Gregory Iron. But no, we got Ace Perry. Pretty boy, the girls seem to like you, right? Huh? Look at you. Your stupid little cut-off shirt, your little bandana, your stupid little tights. You're pathetic. You make me sick. You really do. You're just like every other vanilla to be the welterweight wrestling champion. I don't need your patronizing. No clapping for me. Shut your mouth. Thank you very much. Don't put me on a damn inspiration. Hey. Don't disrespect me, Greenhorn. Get your ass up right now. Because you got something to prove right now. I want to find out, are you the welterweight champion? Or are you just Joe Dombrowski's bitch?
I'm not going to dignify that comment with any kind of a response. But I do want to tell you guys that you can find out more about welterweight wrestling at welterweightwrestling.com. The DVD, the MP4, the Fight TV replay of our inaugural welterweight wrestling event is up there. We're on social media, facebook.com/welterweight wrestling. Instagram, we are at welterweight wrestling, and on Twitter at welterweightpw. We have dozens of welterweights, 185 pounds and under, young, hungry talents ready to break out from the pack and have an even playing field, pound for pound, up and down the roster. Welterweight action is unlike anything else. It's so fun to watch, Benjamin C. Steele.
Well, this is a test for Ace Perry, no doubt about it. Gregory Iron, for everything you want to say about him, not only able to run his mouth, but able to get the job done in the ring as well.
Without a doubt, I'm not going to deny that. Hey, Gregory Iron's had a lot of success here in Cleveland. Ace Perry traps the shoulders there for a quick 2 count. Go back to my previous incarnation in Prime Wrestling. Gregory Iron was the only 3-time tag team champion in the history of that organization. One of his partners, of course, the iconic Zach Gowen, one-legged superstar, a mentor of Greg for many years. But if Greg wants to look at why maybe he wasn't considered, it wasn't contacted, maybe because a lot of welterweight wrestling was built on respect and attitude and honor and wanted to get the best wrestling product out there possible. And for someone to come out there and make such comments and accusations like that, I don't think that's very becoming of what I think a welterweight champion should be. Although if Gregory Iron's successful here, we'll have to live with it.
Well, his view of what welterweights are and what they should be may be different than
He just licked his bicep.
Well, I guess he's a proud guy, Joe.
Okay. Bridge up into a cover, count of 2.
For better or worse, Gregory Iron certainly is not one to be...
Jackknife pin.
Certainly not one to be shy of his accomplishments.
Not in the least. He's pretty boisterous. But I'll tell you what, though. Ace Perry, though, kind of shy, kind of reserved, kind of keeps to himself. Lets his actions do the talking. We don't really hear a lot from Ace Perry. We hear a lot of Gregory Iron, feeling he's an inspiration.
Well, he'll certainly have no problem telling you that. Certainly have no problem telling you when he stood in the ring and got the seal of approval, so to speak, from CM Punk.
That's true, back in 2011. But I'll tell you what, talk about seal of approval. Ace Perry got it from the franchise Shane Douglas when he was handed the welterweight championship. And your opinions aside, BC, you got to admit you were impressed by this young kid from Indiana's performance in welterweight wrestling on iPay-per-view. Ace Perry was the last man standing of the whole field of 18.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He definitely outlasted. We saw some amazing things that night. But,
Ooh!
Well, I was going to go back to what I said earlier, and this is a test, and...
Completely uncalled for. There you go!
Well, turnabout's fair play, I guess.
Ace Perry is nobody's, whipping boy, let's say. And it's Perry now, with rapid-fire feet in the corner. And this is a mean streak out of Ace Perry. Hey, Ace Perry's he's the one-man boy band. He's got all those different archetypes in him. He could be the quiet one. He could be the cute one. He could be the boisterous one and the outlandish one. He could be the bad boy. And right now he's going to be the tough guy because Gregory Iron's bringing out the anger and aggression in Ace Perry.
And you got to wonder, is Gregory Iron looking to get under the skin of Ace Perry to try and throw him off his game, maybe take that advantage, the veteran's advantage of his own?
Here comes Perry. Nice arm drag takeover. Ace Perry now up underneath Gregory Iron. I'll tell you what, Iron is such a great wrestler. For those that maybe haven't seen him that much, when you watch him compete, you forget that he's got a disability. You forget that he's got the cerebral palsy. And really that's a testament to how hard he trains and how hard he works. And I have never been one to dismiss or discredit Gregory Iron at all. Athletically, physically, man, he's up there with any welterweight that you can name. But we'll see if he can perhaps earn the welterweight championship at this time, with rumors and innuendo circulating that Welterweight Wrestling 2 is coming this fall, Benjamin C. Steele. Fall of 2017, and looks like we'll be back on the Fight app, back with another live performance of some of the most talented and dynamic and appealing and athletic welterweights you can find anywhere in the world as Ace Perry with a drop kick.
I don't know if I believe our camera's caught. The look on Iron's face right there is not one of pride, is not one of... It's not a happy look. Things obviously not going the way that he had hoped for.
It's been a while since I've seen Gregory Iron in this bad a mood.
Well, that's saying something. He may be the saltiest man that I have ever seen.
Ooh. And those chops aren't going to help him feel any better.
Especially if you get salt into those welts.
Ooh.
Well, Ace Perry giving Gregory Iron a view of the ringside area.
Iron way off there, and Ace Perry able to adjust. Trip up Iron and take a chance. Back and forth here, jockeying for position. It's a jawbreaker. Oh, Ace was looking for that cutter. That's one of his specialties. Second time now, and Iron digging into the eyes. Desperation counter. And a hard takedown. And Gregory Iron now firing away with those fists. Just frantically. Look at his face. All right, your inspiration. Calm down. Don't get hot.
Well, I guess wanting to make sure that you, I, nor the people here tonight didn't forget that.
I mean, you got to look at both of these athletes and realize Ace Perry has made a tremendous role model and a tremendous figurehead for welterweight wrestling and representing us as the inaugural champion, as opposed to Gregory Iron, who's just running his mouth and disrespecting everybody. High flying. Excuse me?
Well, I believe that's Spanish for high flying.
Yeah, he flew real high that time, didn't he?
Well, that wasn't something from the Lucha Libre playbook, I don't believe.
But let's get back to Ace Perry. Talk about how you view his representation of welterweight wrestling, the Welterweight Wrestling Championship. Certainly a mild-mannered kid, quiet kid, always has a great attitude, always has a smile on his face, does Ace Perry, except for this match, of course. Just contrast that with Gregory Iron, and you really have two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Well, no doubt. Ace Perry, though, showing in this match and what we've seen certainly on the iPay-per-view for welterweight wrestling, showing a bit of fire, showing something that we hadn't seen from him in the past, and that's the willing to go that extra mile, to put it all out there.
2 count only.
And you're going to see the lessons he's learned throughout his career by going up against a guy like Gregory Iron. Look, you may not like what he's saying and his bravado and him constantly running his mouth, but he's a hell of an athlete, and it's the biggest test that Ace Perry's faced to date.
And he is certainly the aggressor in this contest. Iron going to take a chance. Thank you, sir. Well, Ace Perry got the foot up, but Gregory Iron a step ahead. Ace Perry waiting, though. Diamond cut explodes. Here we go. Splash. Nobody there. Iron a step ahead. Back suplex nicely done. And Iron on top here. 2 count only. Whoever wins this matchup, there's going to be a long list of contenders. We talked about the likes of Dylan Bostic and Kevin Bennett, and you got to look at guys like Gavin Glass and Sonny Vice, who are on their way up. Cam Zagami, Ryan Kidd. So many athletes that were a major part of that first event. Sage Phillips, Ophidian, Gory. Up and down the line, these kids just coming up like Sean Phoenix or Atticus Cogar or Alex Jordan. Young men who a lot of people don't know yet, but will in the coming years. And there's just such a field to stay on top of. Ace Perry rose to that occasion. Gregory Iron trying to top him. A series of strikes as Gregory Iron throwing together the combos.
Well, this is an important match for him. You know, you mentioned all those competitors that we've seen. That's the thing when you're the champion. Everybody's gunning for you. It's not so much...
Crossbody! Greg was gunning for Ace Perry, but came up short.
I was going to say, it's not so much the other way around. You always got to have eyes in the back of your head.
And Greg, perhaps stubbornly, continuing to try to charge in, but Ace Perry's a step ahead.
Ace Perry showing really well here defending that welterweight championship.
Absolutely.
As we see that maybe the speed advantage.
Could have him, no.
You know, the speed advantage of Ace Perry certainly coming into play here, especially, you know, we saw Greg, as you mentioned, rush at him multiple times. We've seen Greg kind of spun around and not the Gregory Iron that we're used to, the calm, cool, and collected, albeit very loud Gregory Iron.
Ace Perry, I believe he's still only 22 years of age. When Gregory Iron was training in this building, Ace Perry hadn't hit puberty yet. But that's a showcase of the difference of roads traveled as Greg gets the inverted DDT. The senton as well. With some inflammatory comments to go with it. As Iron going to take a chance, it did not pay off last time. We'll see if the man with cerebral palsy can make this happen. He wants the championship. Buries the elbow. Right to the sternum. Coverno.
And Joe, we were half a count away from having a new welterweight champion.
And Gregory Iron is certainly capable of doing it. He's wrestled for nearly every top independent promotion in the United States and Canada. He has been endorsed by men like CM Punk and Colt Cabana on down the line. He is somebody that has not let the fact that he was born with an unfortunate disease that took away mobility and much of the right side of his body stop him from living his dream. He's got every excuse in the book to not do it, but you can look at his body and you can look at his fight and tell that he's been battling all his life and he's not going to stop anytime soon. It may have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder right now. I may not find his attitude the easiest to deal with, but Gregory Iron here only needs 3 seconds to put away Ace Perry if things go his way.
And right now he's in firm control, well on that route. And another thing that I'm sure Gregory Iron would love to tell everybody is in the best shape of his life, he said, physically and mentally as well.
What an incredible back and forth exchange here. Can you imagine how volatile it's going to be? Can you imagine how high the stakes are going to be? Kip up by Ace Perry. Can you imagine how the competitive nature is going to be at Welterweight Wrestling 2, Fall 2017 on Fight and at welterweightwrestling.com, because all the welterweights watching are going to have to step up their game to this level. Who's going to get the advantage here?
We've just seen both men for about the last minute or so jockeying for position, going for that big move.
We are at a stalemate this deep into the contest. That's a testament to the competitive field of the welterweight division. Ace Perry caught Gregory Iron to the side of the jaw.
And he caught that flush, and he is out on his feet.
Springboard! No! Nobody there. Ace Perry lands on his feet. Now, turnabout for Iron. No! Roll-up does not connect. Bicycle kick doesn't work. Ace Perry adjusts with a kick on the way down and a double clothesline, and we are at a stalemate. What a competitive contest. And again, when you have guys 160, 170, 180 pounds and a roster full of individuals over 200, 250 pounds sometimes, you don't get matches this even keel. You don't get matches which allow them to spread their wings, so to speak, expand their horizons, and give it all they have in a competitive playing field. But we have that in welterweight wrestling. These young men will shine. Cruiserweights have homes. Now welterweights have homes, thanks to welterweight wrestling.
And this match is certainly a testament to that, no doubt about it.
Ace Perry continuing with that footwork. Gregory Iron continuing with those heavy hands.
This can be dangerous for Perry.
Be dangerous for Greg. Look out.
I don't think that's what Greg was going for.
Well, maybe you can help him ice it in the back after the event as Ace Perry looking for a high-risk superplex.
I believe Gregory Iron has other ideas.
Oh. Iron's always been a little thick-headed, using it to his advantage this time. Ace Perry. Oh, gosh. You could see Iron's head and neck absolutely rocked with the impact of that strike.
I don't care how thick-headed you are, a palm strike like that to the head's going to do some damage.
Without a doubt, Ace Perry back to that superplex position. Got it that time. Roll over, Ace Perry hangs on. Welterweight champion drills Gregory Iron. This will do it. No foot on the rope.
Well, that was some convenient positioning for Gregory Iron.
You can almost sense the air leave Ace Perry's body as he realizes that wasn't enough. But the champion's going to keep on struggling, keep on fighting. These people have been behind Ace Perry every step of the way.
And on the opposite end of that spectrum, haven't exactly been behind Gregory Iron the entire way.
Now, some fans respect Gregory Iron, some fans don't. Ouch. And steam again. Oh, good God! What torque on that German suplex, the thrust kick to the jaw. I don't know if it was momentum or instinct, but Gregory Iron got the hell out of there.
I think Greg's looking for a breather, looking for a brief timeout.
Ace Perry throwing caution to the wind, but Iron caught Ace Perry coming through the ropes.
There's that veteran instinct that just took the words right out of my mouth what I was going to say.
Ace stepping on the hand, the suicide dive.
I was going to say the smart veteran maneuver there by Gregory Iron, but then Ace one-upped him.
Greg is out on his feet. And you're seeing the same heart and desire that led to Ace Perry winning the Welterweight Championship. There's that spring up cutter. Ace Perry retains the championship.
Here is your winner and still the welterweight champion, Ace Perry.
The same type of competitive spirit that led to Ace Perry winning the Welterweight Championship on iPay-per-view. He survived the night. You can watch it on welterweightwrestling.com. You can watch it on the Fight app. 3-camera HD shoot. Ace Perry conquered the welterweight world, and tonight he beat the top contender Gregory Iron, BC.
Well, no doubt about it. You know, Gregory Iron, I would say, going to go back to the bottom of the list, but there's a heck of a lot more competitors that want a shot at Ace Perry.
Absolutely, and if some rumors as far as who's next in line or anything to be considered, Ace Perry, your road's not going to get any easier, my friend. But Welterweight Wrestling 2, coming this fall, welterweightwrestling.com. Find us on social media.